Spotted Lanternflies Adulthood in NoVA, key info. Brace yourself, Northern Virginia, because the spotted lanternflies are here to stay. These pesky insects have reached adulthood, and they are about to take over our summer. You might have noticed them earlier this year, creeping around as tiny black and white bugs, then transforming into slightly larger red ones. Well, now they've molted into their full-grown, winged glory, and they are ready to make their presence known. According to experts, the lanternfly population tends to peak in August, with egg-laying starting around September. These bugs are rapid reproducers, so get ready for an increase in their numbers this year. But here's where it gets controversial. While some areas might see a stabilization of the population over time, the Virginia Cooperative Extension predicts a heavy infestation for the next 3 to 5 years. So, it's safe to say these lanternflies aren't going anywhere anytime soon. So, how do you identify these little pests? Adult lanternflies are about 1 inch long and half an inch wide, with distinctive brown forewings featuring black spots and a speckled band. Their hind wings are vibrant scarlet with black spots and white black bars. They are quite the lookers, aren't they? But here's the catch: while they might be pretty to look at, these lanternflies can cause significant damage to agricultural crops. They feed on woody branches and trees, particularly the invasive tree of heaven, which is their favorite host plant. So, it's important to manage their population to protect our local agriculture. There are a few ways to manage spotted lanternflies on your property. You can use contact insecticides, which directly target and kill the insects, or systemic insecticides, which are applied to plants so that the insects die when they feed on them. It's crucial to follow the instructions on the insecticide labels to avoid any environmental harm. Another effective method is to destroy egg masses. These masses look like gray or brown mud, so keep an eye out for them. When you find one, smash it and scrape it into a plastic bag filled with rubbing alcohol or hand sanitizer. It's a simple yet effective way to control their population. Additionally, removing any tree of heaven from your property can help reduce the lanternfly population. These trees are their preferred hosts, so getting rid of them can make a big difference. Just be careful: if simply mowed or cut down, the tree of heaven will resprout heavily. It's best to consult a local cooperative extension office or hire a professional for this task. So, there you have it, Northern Virginia. The spotted lanternflies are here, and they are here to stay for a while. But with the right management strategies, we can keep their population in check and protect our local agriculture. Stay vigilant, and let's work together to tackle this pesky problem. Spotted lanternflies return to Northeast Ohio. How to identify and stop them? The return of these pests in Northeast Ohio is alarming, once again. As they are not yet fully grown, it's time to prepare for some serious squishing and smashing, as the spotted lanternflies have made their unwelcome comeback in Northeast Ohio. Cleveland, get ready to take action, as these pesky spotted lanternflies have begun to reappear in Northeast Ohio, yet again. In a recent conversation with News 5, Brad McBride, the district manager at Davy Tree Expert Company, shared insights on what to expect and how to proactively manage the situation. Currently, they are in their nymph stage, which is already causing some damage, but once they mature into adults, the destruction they cause will escalate significantly, McBride explained. What exactly are spotted lanternflies? Spotted lanternflies are insects that feed on trees by literally piercing the plant and sucking out its sap. This feeding method is a primary way they inflict damage, McBride elaborated. These invasive pests, characterized by their striking red, black, and white coloration, posed a considerable threat last summer, attacking more than 70 different plant species. They are back. Spotted lanternflies spotted in Rocky River. In a related report, McBride pointed out that the number of spotted lanternflies found this year has significantly increased, with sightings doubling or even tripling compared to last year. This alarming trend suggests that this summer could be even more problematic than the last. These insects originate from another country or continent, and upon arriving in the United States, they lack natural predators that would typically keep their populations in check, as they have in their native habitats, McBride noted. How to combat these pests? There are effective strategies to identify these pests early on, preventing further issues. First, keep an eye out for what McBride refers to as SAP. Tree sap, which passes through the insect's digestive system, can fall anywhere beneath the trees they infest, McBride explained. Additionally, it's wise to consult a pest control expert before the spotted lanternflies grow larger. Taking action now will help limit their population, reducing the number of eggs they can lay as adults. Collaborating with a professional is crucial, McBride advised. Lastly, while squishing them can be somewhat effective, it may not yield the desired results. I know there are articles suggesting DIY methods for dealing with them, but you might not achieve the outcomes you hope for, McBride cautioned. ### We're here to keep you informed. Would you like us to continue following this story? Let us know. Copyright 2025 Scripps Media Incorporated. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten, or redistributed. Sign up for What Happened Now, a daily email newsletter that highlights the top news in the Cleveland area each day. Fighting spotted lanternflies, a Maryland winemaker's battle. Imagine a tiny, seemingly harmless insect turning your carefully cultivated grapevines into battlegrounds. That's the reality faced by Maryland winemakers like Robert Butts of Windridge Vineyards in Montgomery County. Since the spotted lanternfly first appeared in Pennsylvania in 2014, it has emerged as a formidable threat to the wine industry. Robert, who has dedicated his life to farming, initially viewed invasive species with a mix of resignation and experience. Invasive species come and go, but this one is different, he reflected. It's a serious issue, especially for grape farmers. The spotted lanternfly targets the nectar-rich vines that produce Windridge's prized wines. These pests can inflict such severe damage that they can kill entire plants. Despite this, Robert is committed to minimizing the use of insecticides on his property. One of his vineyards operates entirely without them, while others receive targeted treatments only when necessary. Spraying isn't the answer, Robert emphasized. You can't just douse your vines with chemicals and expect the problem to disappear. To combat the spotted lanternfly, Robert and his team have adopted a multifaceted approach. During the winter months, they use plumber's torches to incinerate egg masses. Some growers prefer to scrape the eggs off, but various methods are effective. Another strategy involves isolating their vines from hedgerows, which serve as ideal resting spots for the lanternflies. Robert has observed that these pests are particularly fond of walnut trees and ailanthus, commonly called the tree of heaven. While he respects the historical significance of the walnut trees and leaves them untouched, the ailanthus, being an invasive species itself, is promptly removed. It's a no-brainer, Robert stated. Get rid of the tree of heaven to reduce the lanternfly population. This battle against the spotted lanternfly highlights the delicate balance between environmental stewardship and agricultural necessity. As the infestation continues to spread, it raises important questions about sustainable pest management practices. What strategies do you think work best? Share your thoughts in the comments below.